name is Lisa Rowland, and today I want to go over some different learning activities with differentiated instruction. The learning activities that we're doing is on a thematic unit called Does It Rain on Mars?, which is concerning the planets and the weather and how they relate to how scientists help us here on Earth learn about weather. To begin with, from the beginning of the school year, we will be charting weather in our class every day. We will be writing the low temperature, the high temperature for each day, and we will be putting each day whether it was sunny, cloudy, stormy, windy, rainy. We do this for every day for each month. At the end of, when we go to do this unit, which is also a 5th grade unit, we will take one of the calendar months, these come off here, these Velcro on, and this will go into our Learning Center, and they will have this to look at. When they get to the Learning Center, when we start this unit, each student will have a file folder with their name on it. And in the folder will be all the learning activities they need to do. The first learning activity that we'll have will be they're going to learn how to do graphing, which means they're going to take the information after this is completely filled out for a month, and they'll make a graph. And I'm going to show you what that looks like. This will be their graph right here. As you can see, here's the graph. They will have questions to answer, and there will also be a chart that they can refer to, because they're going to use colored dots, and they will have colored dots available as well. As you can see, the colored dots color coordinate with each weather event, so that they can make a chart, filling in the dots. Now, one of the things that can happen with this, there's two different ways this is going to be differentiated. For starters, they're going to have, for those that are the ESL students and so forth, they're going to have an interactive website they can go to, and on that website they can do a word web, a speed word, or a jig word. And all these are done with Spanish, so that they can have the Spanish phrase, and then they can find the English phrase, so they can learn the word, the weather phrase, and learn the English term for it as well. And this is a screenshot of one of the weather games. Now, if they can do that, that's fine. Now, there may be some students that may be mainstreamed in for math and science only, and they may not be able to do just the dots. That may be hard for them to take that column and add and put dots in for the number. So what they're going to have instead is a calendar that will match this calendar exactly, which I have here, and all they're going to do is cut and paste instead dots. They're going to cut and paste the actual weather symbols out to match each day. So in the first, they would take that look there, they would cut out a cloud, and they would paste it on the first. Very, very simple, something really easy to do. The next thing they're going to do is a temperature activity using all these temperatures. And they're just going to do some simple questions like average temperature for the average low temperature for the first 5 days, average high temperature for the last 5 days. Based on the average temperature for those days, what kind of clothing will wear. Get them thinking about what weather and how it affects them. Again, I've given them hints as to how they find averages. They're going to be allowed to use their calculator. And this is going to be done in groups of 2, in pairs, mainly because some kids are weaker at math than others to kind of help them. And for the ESL and dyslexic students, they don't have to necessarily be able to read all this. They can just help with the adding and being able to line up and learning how to use a calculator. After they do this activity, they will then go on to the solar system board. The solar system board is pretty simple. There are some questions to go with it, and I have the solar system to show you what I'm talking about. And it is, here we go. They're going to take this folder. Inside this folder is planets. All the different planets with Velcro on them. They will take this Velcro board right here, and using their little mnemonic, my very excited mother just served us 9 pizzas. They will put the planets in order to remember how they go. So you're just going to go and start with 1, and they just go with what? Mercury. Where's Venus? And Venus, very excited mother just served pizzas. They can either do this to help learn it. They can draw a picture if they'd like. Either way, however they would like to do it. It does not matter. But one of the things they can do, again, for their differentiated instruction is they can go to a website. It's an interactive website that they'll have. And it talks to them. And the website, they can do it in English, Spanish, and even French, for if we happen to have any French people. But this will be the interactive website we're speaking will help the ESL students learn because they will hear it in Spanish and in English. And then the dyslexic students will just be able to audibly hear it instead of having to read. So you continue on with that. They also have other things to do. The next thing to do is a chart. If I can find the chart. Lots of pages here. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3. Ah, here's their folder. Student folder. And this is a look at the chart. They'll have the chart. They've just got to fill out all the information in the chart. There's a website they can go to for that. Or they can also, and the ESL dyslexic students can refer back to the interactive website to help fill this out as well. They will be allowed to get help from others in the Learning Center on this. They can compare. Maybe they have trouble finding one piece of the information. They can get it. The object is not to do it all on their own. The object is to work together with somebody else if they can work together to learn about the planets. The GT students, they're going to do one extra little activity, and what they're going to do is they're going to pick a planet. Any one of these planets, except Earth. They can't pick Earth. They're going to pick any one of these planets, and they're going to do an in-depth research paper on it. It doesn't have to be super long, 2 or 3 pages, telling more about the planets, the weather, those things to get. But then they've also do a video presentation of some kind to go along with their project. They're going to have to either draw a picture, make a model, do a PowerPoint, something that's visual so that the other students in the class who don't can see visually what they're talking about. And the last thing they're going to do is something really, really interesting. It's just kind of a fun thing. They're going to kind of take an interactive field trip on their own. They're going to go to the Smithsonian. They're going to click on a link. If there's the Smithsonian, they're going to find this map on the computer. It's an interactive map. And then they can click on any of the planets and hear more about them, see more about them, see pictures. They can click on asteroids, the Voyager, Science, Space, Voyager, any of those. There's a place where they can compare them. They can learn what's new in space exploration, what scientists use for tools, what's discovery. The idea is to get them introduced to the planets and the weather. There's a lot more activities that will take place in this unit, but these are the main beginning activities for introducing weather. When everything's completed, then they will put it in all their work, and they will turn their completed folder in to me, and we will assess and see how they do it. Some of the assessments for dyslexic will be orally. Some of the dyslexics for ESL may be orally or, written in Spanish, whatever we can do. We will, everything will be geared to help the student learn the best way they know how to learn. And that's my project at this point. Hope you enjoy it.